What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shogi from Shook Earth Media, and today we're talking about Walking Dead, the final season, the last episodes, part 3 of the final season, and we are deciding which characters we think are most likely to be killed off and which ones are completely safe. We're going to run through it, and if you like Walking Dead content, definitely hit the sub button and the like button, and I hope to hear your opinions in the comment section down below. But I wanted to do a positive video today because I've had a lot of negative reviews, and I think you might get the impression I'm not a Walking Dead fan from some of my videos, so I just want to put out a positive video just to dispel anybody of that notion. Well, we're going to have some fun talking about the characters that are most likely to die. So this article is from Insider, and the author has their own opinions. We're just going to react to them and give our own opinions, and we'll just run through each of the characters here. So I'll break it down this way. We'll have confirmed characters, and these to me, I guess it's not 100% confirmed, and we'll talk about some possible exceptions later. But I think the characters in the upcoming spin-offs, I think it's almost certain to say that is definitely confirmed to outlive the show. So there's one caveat, and we'll get to that in a second. So Negan confirmed, absolutely, with the Isle of the Dead series that's filming in New York with Negan and Maggie. Of course, Daryl, we already know they're filming in Europe. I don't think that show has a name yet, but it was going to be Carol and Daryl, but now it's just Daryl. So to me, confirmed that he lives and he's going to Europe. Maggie, like we just said, confirmed. Carol, I would still categorize it as confirmed because she was intended to be going over to Europe as well, and she had to back out due to personal reasons of logistical things involving shooting. We didn't get specifics on it, at least not that I read. On it's none of my business, honestly. Carol, I think, confirmed to be alive, unless this whole thing was a ruse and they just made up all of that just to throw us off the set. They've told us BS before just to trick us later, but I don't think that's the case here. So I would categorize her as confirmed. Now, the only exception, like I said, there is an exception, is if the main show ends and has a time jump that takes place many years in the future, and the spinoff takes place after most of the main show, but before that time jump, and they die after that time jump. But see, my thing is, if you do that time jump, I don't think that you would necessarily kill people off. I feel like that would be an epilogue type of thing. So, I would say that those characters are confirmed to be surviving. Now, Judith, first on the list here. I guess we're just going through my opinions of it. But it would go against the entire series to kill off Judith. I'm going to look at it from a business perspective, from AMC's perspective, because that's where these decisions are being made, in my opinion. I think they're deciding who gets killed off and who doesn't by their potential for future spin-offs versus what we would get out of killing them off in the main show. Now, they have to kill off some people. In an ideal world, I think the finale would be a little bit more brutal. I mean, well, perfect world would be the comic ending, but I feel like they can't do that because they have all these spin-offs coming up, and we don't have Rick in the main show, and that's like this whole Commonwealth arc was designed to end Rick's arc, and Rick's just not here for it, so it's really it's going to be a completely different thing. So the way I look at it is the show's not really ending, it's just turning into all these spin-offs. They're splitting off the main characters that people like and follow and into their own spin-offs and continuing it that way. So it would go against the entire series to kill off Judith. It would go off their best business interests because she is a legacy character that they can bring back years down the line, and where she's all grown up, or her coming of age story. So I would be surprised. I wouldn't rule it out as a writer if I was working on the show. I'd be like, that would be really shocking. I mean, she died really in a really shocking way at the end of the prison arc, and honestly, I would be looking to the end of the prison arc in the comic as like, we need something that monumental to end the show if we're not doing the comic ending and all this other stuff. So as a writer, would I rule that out? I don't think so. But this writer seems to think so of the article, and that is their opinion. RJ, I don't think RJ has been in the story enough. Like he's there when he's had lines of dialogue and such, but I don't think that he's central enough to the story to be killed off in a brutal fashion and have the effect that they want. Judith, they've done enough groundwork for her that would be a devastating thing. It would just be kind of random if RJ was killed off. So I do agree with this writer. No way AMC is wasting an opportunity for Rick. Maybe they're thinking of it that way. I just don't really see the potential for it because we don't really know him yet, and I don't know. Maybe. Nabila is next on the list, and yeah, this is Jerry's wife, and they have a bunch of kids. Again, I mean the shocking element. Yes, we'll get to Jerry later. I have thoughts on it, but yeah, I don't see it happening again. Like she's had lines and roles in the episodes and stuff, but mostly just a background supporting character. And so I don't see killing her off either. I'll be honest, unless they just like go scorched earth and the whole community is wiped out, which I could see them doing, and everybody scatters. That could be interesting. We'll see. It would be a bad look to kill off Connie. See, I don't see why though. I could see them killing off Connie. Especially because this actress, she's in the Marvel movies, right? Or I don't know, she's going places. I don't know that she wants to do Walking Dead forever, So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they could bring her back too, but yeah, I really do like the character. But with Daryl going to Europe and stuff, they've been teasing us with a relationship type of thing. I don't see that happening at this point for whatever reason. I just and especially with the Europe trip, so. I don't know. I think I don't see why not. I mean, I don't know if a Connie spinoff, like her as the lead in a spinoff, would do all that well. I mean, she's not like she's a cool character. We like her, but she's not like top tier Walking Dead character, So I don't know. I feel like she could be a supporting cast member in a spinoff show, but I wouldn't rule out killing her off. Yumiko, she's the author's feeling confident. Let's actually read some of this. Since Yumiko is basically a remixed version of Michonne's comic arc on the show, true, I'm feeling pretty good about her survival. That would, but that's assuming that they do the comic ending, which I don't know if I want to spoil it here for people that are only watching the show. So that's if she does the comic ending, I definitely see her getting Michonne's ending. I'll just say Michonne has a very important role. I'll say that. So I would agree with that. But if they're not doing the comic ending, I would say having her on the chopping block because, I mean, anybody who's not going to sustain their own spinoff or like be I don't know. I feel like I don't know if the fan base is there for her. Let me know what you guys think if you guys like her. If they didn't kill Gracie in the flooded basement, then she's probably going to be okay. That's actually fair because they did have an opportunity to do that, but I don't know that Aaron's character would be at the right point in his arc to go through something like that. So they might need to postpone it for that reason. And we'll get back to Aaron too. We'll see. I'm rooting for Birdie. I don't know Birdie. This is Birdie on the right. Background characters. Oh, okay. So name background character. That's cool. Luke hasn't even been on the show in a long time. And he said in an interview that he's coming back, or that he did it, he was on. So maybe, I don't know. I would see maybe he'll die in the next episode. I feel like everybody Oceanside is gonna die. Like, if we're talking about who's the girl that he's with, Jules. I feel like she's gonna die next episode. I don't know. I don't think she's been in it for a while either. But with the coin flip thing with our guy Lance. He is about to wipe them out, basically. He flipped the coin and found out he's going to wipe them out. That we have that confirmed pretty much. Lydia? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. She survived in the comic, but didn't have a key role in the ending. And I can go either way with this one. So I don't know what they have in mind. It would be easier to see in retrospect what they've been setting up with her, but I don't know. I feel like maybe. Why not? I would say she's a character you could think about it. Pamela, I do think there's a particular moment with Pamela that, again, I won't spoil, but it involves Rick and Dwight in the comic. And neither of those characters are on the show anymore. But I do think that we're going to get that moment remixed with different characters. And based on that, I would say she's probably going to survive, I would think. So yeah, I don't know. Herschel, young Herschel. I mean, again, most of the you would assume that the kids are probably safe, but I go back to that prison moment in the in the comic. But I mean, he already kind of had his big moment with Negan, where he was pointing a gun at him and stuff for killing his dad, and they might do something to finish that arc, but he's not gonna kill he's not gonna kill Negan because Negan confirmed to survive, unless it's after a flashback or a flash forward rather. So I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, Herschel does have a role in the ending in the comic series, and he's kind of a dick, and we don't really like him. I don't think so. I don't see him getting that role because they made him likable, or we want to be on his side anyway. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I guess it depends what they do. I don't think they're gonna do with Maggie what they did in the comic. Again, I don't think the comic ending is happening because that's too far in the future. And we're doing spin-offs with our actors like right after the show ends. So, you could age them up, I guess, but I don't think so. Fans would be pretty rattled if Princess doesn't make it. I would say definitely Princess on the chopping block. She survives in the comic. I don't see any reason why you can't kill her off, I don't think they're going to do a Princess spin-off, I'll be honest. So, yeah. Mercer, maybe he does heroic sacrifice. That would be cool. I would say on the chopping block just for that, because he's a character you instantly gravitate to, that is likable, and they could definitely do stuff with him to make us feel bad for him when he changes sides and all that. So yeah, character I'm most conflicted about is Daryl's bestie dog. The old Walking Dead would not have been afraid to kill the dog off. Nowadays, I feel like there's this trend where we just don't kill off the dogs in movies. Or people got sick of the reverse trend, so now it's swung all the way the other way. I would say Walking Dead, nobody should be safe, including the animals. But, it would be kind of sad, but I don't know. I could go either way on that one. Eugene. I'm extremely uncertain about Eugene's fate. I agree with this author. Let's see what the author says. Other than dog, Eugene is a wild card for me, so he sits almost right in the middle of the list. I think about where Eugene started on the show and how far he's come. He's had an amazing arc, I agree with that. I think he would be a great asset in whatever community the group is at the end. That being said, Eugene has stirred up a lot of trouble at the Commonwealth, and someone may think it's best to silence him. Yes, they do have the whole investigation set up. He could become a political prisoner. Maybe he gets executed. His death sparks something. I could see that happening. I could, based on what they set up. That would give a good reason for all the stuff with him in the Commonwealth so far, and him punching the son in the face. Maybe Eugene could be the character in the Pamela moment that I'm talking about that dies there. That could be Eugene. That would be interesting. In the comic, he had a more integral role, I would say, because while he is still a genius and stuff, and he builds the bullets in both the show and comic. In the comic, it was his idea, or he figured out how to build the windmills and stuff, and we had the other character whose name was Frankie, who with Maggie gave her the schematics and stuff. So they kind of split the role with Eugene, and in the comic, Eugene was focused on getting the railroads to work again. So they could very well do that, but again, like I've said before, I don't think we're doing the comic ending. Who knows what the ending is really going to be, but it's going to have stuff to do with the CRM and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like they say that they're going to focus on ending the main show and not setting up all these spinoffs. But come on, we got 8 episodes left. We got 3 new shows. Is it 3 new shows next year? We have to set up stuff. So I don't know. It's a wild card. Rachel, she's gonna die next episode. Oceanside's all dead, right? She's Oceanside. I wouldn't be shocked if Rachel doesn't make it. No, I think she's gonna die. There's only one good reason Virgil is still alive. Sorry, I don't know what that is. That's a question I have, because I feel like keeping him alive would be to have him see Michonne again, but she's not gonna be back unless he's going to the spin-off show. I doubt it though. I think we got too much going on with Rick and whatnot to bring him into it. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose is. He was just kind of there in the house, and the one scene he got the scene with Judith. I don't know, man. I feel like there is a reason that he's still alive. I don't know why they didn't kill him off already. Maybe he could be killed off. Maybe he redeems himself at the end. I don't know. Kelly, Connie, their fates may be tied. I don't know. I feel like I think one of them's gonna die. If I had to guess, one of them's gonna die. I don't know. Diane has been a quiet warrior. Oh yeah, I've always wanted them to give her more screen time. But yeah, I think they probably will kill her off because we recognize her, we like her, but not enough. In a few years, like 3-4 years down the line, they would be like, we're doing a Diane spinoff. We'd be like, wait, who's Diane again? Not that we don't like her, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that's one of it's secondary characters, you know. Max goner, I think. You don't need her. And I think that might motivate Mercer to do more stuff. I think Max is done for. I can see. This is where we were going. I think they're gonna kill off Jerry. Well, maybe the ending is not as brutal as we think, and like just everybody survives. Honestly, that would be kind of disappointing to me. I kind of want, especially after the Game of Thrones ending, where just like nobody died, basically. That I want a little bit of that. I want a little tension. I want a little drama. I feel like they should have been killing off more people all season, really. I mean, this is the last season of a legendary blockbuster TV show. You gotta go out with a bang, man. You gotta go with what it was known for. And you can't do the comic ending. We've already established why you can't do it. Because it's all about Rick. And Rick's not here. So we can't do that. We gotta do something else. In the time jump, I think, if you do the time jump and then the spin-offs take place during that time, and you know that they survive the whole time, there's gonna be, like, no tension. I mean, I guess, you know, with the show centered around one character, you don't expect them to die until, like, the last episode. It's like, the Daryl show, you're not going to kill off Daryl unless it's the last episode, right? Because who would take the show up after that? But still, even that illusion would be broken, even though, you know, it's not real tension. It's still tension. Tommy, this is Yumiko's brother, who's a doctor. This guy, the fact he like, lied for, it looks like no reason why he lied and said he wasn't a doctor and just wanted to work in a pie store or whatever. I mean, if he has a good reason, then I can see it, but if not, I don't really like the guy. Like, you have all these skills, you can help people in a really desperate situation where there's not even, like, medical schools where they're making new doctors. So, kill him off, man. I don't like him. Funnily enough, he took the role of Michonne in the comic. Michonne has a daughter. That's not the case in the show, but Michonne's daughter was him. That's because Yumiko is getting Michonne's Commonwealth storyline. I don't think the show is giving Magna enough to do, so it could be time to kill her off. I fully agree with this article right now. We definitely the character Magna had so much potential. And I don't know, it just wasn't hitting for me. And same with the comic too, so it's not unique to the show. I always felt like she was the figurehead of just when this time skip happened, and you're supposed to see the new world through new eyes, and she was that. And what I really wish happened was that the character that did that would be significant enough to the story that it's a fundamentally different story because that character is there and is taking the lead of this franchise. That's never what happened. Magna always kind of quickly faded into the background in the comic and in my opinion, in the TV show. So, yeah, kill her off, I would say. We really don't believe that Negan's new wife, Annie, is going to survive, right? No way. Absolutely not, especially with the spinoff, like I said. I don't think he would abandon Annie to go across the country, even though that seems to be a recurring theme with these spin-offs at this point. Abandoning the ones you care about to do some other journey for other people that you care about. But yeah, I think that would be motivating for Negan to, I have no idea. I don't even know why she's a real character, to be honest. Like, we have yet to really know enough. We've only had very brief scenes with her, and I kind of criticize those scenes because she's acting like she knows Negan. Bitch, you don't know Negan, okay? Okay, you don't know Negan. No, Jules, I would assume if she's coming back in the show, she's in Oceanside. I think everybody in Oceanside's dying. I think that's already confirmed. Ezekiel, I'm worried Ezekiel will be made an example of for launching a secret clinic. Yes, him and the doctor. Maybe that's how they die. I'm glad this article brought it up. Yeah, maybe that's how he and the doctor both die. That would be crazy. For setting off this big conflict. You know, that could be something. At least there's going to be consequences for it, I would imagine. So they got to do something with the whole him having cancer storyline. It's like, I survived cancer for a reason because of this man and stuff. And yeah, he's like a martyr. I don't know. For those who don't know, Ezekiel was already dead in the comic. He was one of the heads on the pikes with the Whisperer arc. So, but in the comic it was different because he had a thing for Michonne and they were together and stuff. But obviously that's not what happens here. So Father Gabriel, I was just thinking about this before I went live. I think Father Gabriel is a great candidate for death. And I think with all the stuff they set up about his faith, about talking to God, and the whole arc they have going there, I think the only way for him to finish this arc is to meet his maker. So I think he has to die to finish his arc. If they don't do it now, they do it in a spin-off, and it's just not as powerful if you do it then. And, Father Gabriel, I could see them doing a spin-off of Father Gabriel, and I would be curious to see it. If I heard about it, if he survives and whatnot. But I think that would be powerful. And, I would like to see it. Although, I would like there to be like more religious people on the show, because I feel like in a desperate situation, most people would want to gravitate towards that. Especially, there are obviously people in his congregation, right? So somebody believes, right? So anyways, it's tough to see Lance Hornsby make it out of the show alive. I agree. I would be surprised if he makes it out of the next 3 or 4 episodes. If I'm being honest, I love the character. He's been set up amazingly. I just feel like with what they've been doing lately, they kind of kill off a lot of their villains sooner rather than later. Like they had the cool CIA guy, former CIA drunk guy. I think they should have kept him around for a bit, but they killed him off pretty quick. So Lance is starting to he's going scorched earth. He's killing the Oceanside people. He's killing lots of people. He's got to go, and I don't think you can keep him around doing massacres and tyrannical stuff for too long without, if he's going to be effective in his plans, they would not take very long, so there's that. I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron is killed off. Yeah, I could see Aaron getting the heroic sacrifice. He is the strongest spiritually in the show, I think. I see in him the least amount of like inner conflict. He deals with a lot of intense situations. Unless they kill off his daughter and send him on a different journey, like that could happen. But I think Aaron is the type to sacrifice his life for the greater good. So, I think it should happen. I love the character too. Honestly, I could do an Aaron spinoff. He's like the show Rick right now, which maybe that's why he has to die, because he's the show Rick and we're getting the old Rick. So I don't know. I like him, but you never know. Let's see. Rosita. I'm surprised that they didn't do Rosita's head on a pike, because that's how she died in the comic. But they kept her around and they did a weird like 3 boyfriends storyline, and they had a thing about not showing her with the baby, but they finally started doing it again, so I stopped complaining about that. But I get it, because babies are not easy to deal with on a set schedule, because you have them for like a period of 20 minutes or something. Like there's like a legally mandated amount of time you're allowed to have the baby on set. So and as a side note, Rosita, I feel like she kind of finished her arc more or less, and they gave her a heroic moment at the house in the mid-season finale, the part 1, and they gave her that big moment, and maybe I could see her on the chopping block, but again, it really depends how brutal these last 8 episodes are. I have a feeling they're gonna go conservative with it, which to me is unfortunate. But we haven't. But I feel like we would have killed off more characters in part 2 and part 1 as well, if if they were going that route. Elijah feels expendable at every point in the show. So I agree with this article. Elijah was a character that never made hit. They introduced him. He's got the martial arts ability. He's got the swords. He's got the mask. You know, you see him. Why does he have the mask? Why is that? Oh, it's because they didn't cast him yet. That's apparently the reason. Because in the first episode, when he shows up again, he takes the mask off almost instantly. And any veneer of strength that he had is completely gone with, him just being afraid of the Reapers, a guy with a sniper rifle. Like, I don't know, man. Anyways, if they were going to have that, they should have had something more intense. Like, I don't know, have the Reaper guy do some Predator shit and have, make him fight back again. Make it really brutal. Dude, I'm actually coming up with a bunch of ideas for how they could have made the Reaper arc really much better. Maybe like Predator, he stalks him in the woods, but he has rules, like he's only going to take you out if you fight, and he doesn't want to use guns. Woo, that could be interesting. Or he only uses guns to like make them so they can't go certain directions, like pew pew pew, like how the people did at Terminus, where they're like they shot this way so that the people were herded the other way. Anyways. Fake Stephanie. I'm not expecting She-Ra Fake Stephanie to live long. I totally forgot her name was She-Ra. I agree. I think that's a villain, and we're not a fan of her, right? So I would say yes. I would be shocked if Sebastian survives the show. I would be as well. I'm pretty sure he doesn't make it in the comic, right? Yeah. And that's the end. Yeah, I think that's pretty much covers everybody. I don't think they left anybody out. The other big question is if Rick comes back. I think now that they've confirmed the show and everything, I don't know that they would do Rick in the ending unless it's just a cliffhanger for the spinoff next year, which would kind of be a cheap trick in my opinion. And it would be, but they've done stuff like that before with the Negan bat thing. So I don't know. I think they learned from that experience that fans didn't really like that as much, although it did work in terms of bringing the numbers in, like the viewership was high, but then it dropped off sharply after that. So I don't know. I'm curious. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who do you think is most likely to die? You guys heard my opinions, and with that, it's been your boy Shuggy, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.